On the last part, Cell's first true conflict arises. As Cell wanders the wastelands, he suddenly feels a key signature flying towards him. It was the guardian of Earth, Kami. Kami wanted to punish Cell for his evil deeds, however Cell simply laughed at him. Because Cell underestimated Kami, Kami was able to catch Cell off guard. Kami places a jar on the floor, which Cell immediately recognizes. Cell immediately jumps backwards, trying to place some distance between him and Kami. However, it was too late. Kami shouts Mafuba. Unluckily for Kami, in the depths of Cell's programming, Dr. Gero had programmed a method to counter all the Z Fighter's techniques. As the green wave starts to reach Cell, Cell uses the Mafuba reflecting technique and reverses the technique back onto Kami. Cell directs the Mafuba into the jar, closing it, sealing Kami inside. Meanwhile, on the lookout, Mr. Popo witnesses everything happen. Popo looks at the rice cooker beside him before sighing. He didn't want to do this, but he had to heed Kami's final request. The sky suddenly turned dark. Cell immediately leaps forward at high speeds, flying towards the lookout. However, Mr. Popo had already stated his wish to Shenron, as the Dragon Balls scatter once again. What wish did Mr. Popo make? Will Cell be in any trouble? And why is there a random rice cooker beside Popo? Well, these are all questions we'll answer today on Dragon Ball Z. Cell arrives on the lookout, and standing beside Mr. Popo was Piccolo. Wait a second, that was Demon King Piccolo. Cell knew exactly who he was, the original manifestation of Piccolo. However, Demon King Piccolo was looking incredibly confused at his predicament. Why was he here? And specifically, why had Popo, the literal attendant of Kami, released him from his prison? But there was something else. Something far more pressing. Demon King Piccolo felt an immense power bubbling within him. His youth was restored, yet this power he had far eclipsed anything he had felt in a long time. However, with this immense power came something else. Demon King Piccolo didn't feel like himself anymore. He knew what had happened. Within him was Kami's consciousness. He could see Kami's memories, and he could feel two different personalities merging into one, his and Kami's. He was no longer Demon King Piccolo or Kami. He was the nameless Namekian, and this being in front of him, this Cell, he was a threat that needed to be exterminated right away. Demon King Piccolo possesses his ki, channeling it into a powerful ki blast, the explosive demon. However, Cell simply stands there, doesn't even try to dodge, deciding to simply meet the ki blast head on. The ki blast explodes right in Cell's face. However, Cell was basically unaffected. Demon King Piccolo lowers his hand in shock. However, Cell merely grins before disappearing. Demon King Piccolo looks around frantically. However, he couldn't see a trace of Cell. Cell suddenly appears in front of Demon King Piccolo, with his fist already embedded in Demon King Piccolo's guts. The impact from Cell's punch was incredible, sending Demon King Piccolo flying. Demon King Piccolo falls to the ground unconscious. Cell looks at the unconscious Demon King Piccolo before flying away. Looks like even the nameless Namekian was no match for him. Cell didn't perceive him as a threat, so he just left him there. Meanwhile, Popo didn't know what to do with the unconscious Demon King Piccolo. On one hand, Demon King Piccolo left him feeling a little intimidated. On the other, Demon King Piccolo's ki didn't entirely feel malicious. In fact, it felt familiar in some way. Looks like fusing back with Kami had changed Demon King Piccolo for the better. However, with Kami's death goes the Dragon Balls, and a distraught Bulma arrives at the supposed next location of the Dragon Balls with a stone in her hand instead of the 2-star Dragon Ball. Inside her bag was supposed to be the 5-star Dragon Ball as well. However, that had also turned to stone. She didn't know what had happened. However, he still decided to seek out one last Dragon Ball just to make sure. And if he had also turned to stone, she would then give up on this endeavor. He nervously knocks on the door of Grandpa Gohan's abode. Grandpa Gohan opens the door, and Bulma asks if she could see the Dragon Ball they have. Grandpa Gohan was surprised. How did this girl know they have a Dragon Ball? Whatever, Grandpa Gohan decided to entertain Bulma's request. Unfortunately for Bulma, Grandpa Gohan leads her to the once 4-star Dragon Ball that had also turned to stone. Looking at the stone in Bulma's hand, Grandpa Gohan asked Bulma whether that was a Dragon Ball as well, to which Bulma nodded. Grandpa Gohan didn't actually know the true origins of the Dragon Balls. However, he always felt like they were from a divine force of good. The fact that all of the Dragon Balls had turned to stone couldn't be a good sign. Bulma decides to stay for a while and interacts with Grandpa Gohan and Kid Goku. After all, she adventured all the way out here on her own, and Grandpa Gohan wanted her to at least rest here a few days. On her 3rd day here, it was time for Cell's weekly visit. When Bulma first spots the green creature, she immediately freaks out. Cell, seeing Bulma's reaction, merely smirks. However, Grandpa Gohan calms Bulma down, stating that Cell was a friend of theirs. Cell asked Grandpa Gohan why Bulma was staying here. Wasn't she and Goku supposed to go look for the Dragon Balls? Grandpa Gohan wasn't sure why Cell knew that Bulma came here. However, he just stated that somehow all the Dragon Balls had turned to stone. That was when something dawned on Cell. Cell realized he had messed up very badly, and this mistake he made would completely ruin all of his plans. As Cell contemplates his next move, this is where we'll leave off the what if for today. Where exactly did Cell mess up? And why did Cell have this realization? And what would he do from here on out? Well, these are all questions to answer in the next part on Dragon Ball Z.